Devin here with Universal Cargo again. Continuing on our series of business tips and different kinds of tips of doing business in China and throughout Asia. One thing I'd like to talk about right now is something I've learned through a lot of experience of going to China. And I don't know if there's a Chinese saying that says this, but I know it says it in the Bible, that if you join in a fight of two dogs fighting, you're going to get bit. And the lesson I've learned is that if you take sides between two parties fighting in Asia or China, you're gonna come out the loser. And one illustration of that, I was in Taiwan doing business in the 80s, and I had a partner that was a very strategic partner of mine, and the two partners of that partnership had split. And they both were giving me their each side of the story, and I had to fly out to Taiwan and kind of talk it out with them and stuff like that. And ended up, through a series of finding out everybody's story was a little bit off, I finally decided, and I'm glad I did this in retrospect, because I didn't really know what I was doing, but my gut told me to play both sides and be friends with both sides. And throughout that, one of the parties ended up falling apart, and I'm glad I kept the relationship with the other party, because the party that fell apart looked good then, and ended up having the relationship go on with the other party, ended up continuing business with them. And then again in about, this is about 5 years ago, I had another big partner in Hong Kong. Same thing happened. The two partners split, and one guy was saying, "You got to come with me," and the other guy was saying, "Don't listen to that guy, he's the devil." And I had learned my lesson by then, and I ended up keeping a relationship with both parties. And since that time, I have a lot of business with both parties, and they both kind of accepted that fact that they're not fooling me. So my lesson really is that you need to not take sides and keep the relationship strong with both parties. And I'm sure this is going to ring a bell with any kind of dealings you have with Chinese companies overseas. Because if there's going to be two partners involved, or two main parties that are both headstrong, it's inevitable they're going to split. It just seems like that's just the way business is done in China. So you got to be ready for that and keep the relationships open on both sides. And in the end, instead of having only one side that you're dealing with, you end up having double the amount of business that you would have had before, because you were smart to keep the relationships with both sides. So that's pretty much what I've learned, and I'd like to pass that on to you.